Hello and welcome to Sports Report. This week we'll be joined by Redbrick Sports writer Ellie Jones and University of Birmingham flanker Dan Wood. We'll have a look at this week's big match highlights between the Birmingham First and Durham Seconds in Rugby Union. Later in the show we'll have a look at Lifesaving, our focus sports club for this week. And finally we'll have a look at this week's Redbrick online feature, which is the Heineken Cup, starting this weekend.
My name's James, I'm the club captain of the University of Birmingham Lifesaving Club. If you come along, we offer awards. We offer the Survive and Save award scheme, which is an official Royal Lifesaving Society award scheme, and also we compete in competitions as well. So on Friday and Sunday nights we'll train for competition training, things like Heineken Carry and stuff like that, towing each other, rope throw relays and some incidents as well. Lifesaving is a competition. We go along in a team of 4, we enter as many teams as we can into those competitions. It's a league format, and we'll go along in our 4. There'll be a dry incident, something like a train crash, and we get marked on how well we treat the individual casualties and how well we work as a team. There'll be a similar thing in the water, something like a boat sinking or something set in a harbour or a lake, and we're saying we get marked on that. And then there's some speed events, so there's a rope throw relay, a relay where we tow each other, and a different event which is something like a medley relay or a mannequin relay where we tow mannequins and the like. If you're a new member, you should come along on a Wednesday night to our awards session. They have 3 different levels of awards, so we can enter you into whatever level suits you best. Those awards will teach you things like first aid, CPR, and any different injuries or illnesses. In addition to that, they'll teach you water-based rescues, land-based rescues, and self-survival skills as well. If you've already been doing it for a few years, we can put you in at a higher level of award because of the 3 different levels. And also, if you've already done it for many years, then you've got the skills we need to the competing side of things already, which will really benefit you. You can put all those skills into a competition environment and end up winning some trophies, hopefully.
So today's guests are Ellie Jones from Redbrick Sport and Dan Wood, flanker for the University of Birmingham First Rugby Union side. But first we're going to head to our big match of the week, which is the Rugby First taking on Durham Seconds at the Bournemouth pitch.
Wood sets himself, takes 3 steps up to the ball, strikes it confidently, and it sails through. That's a good strong start for Birmingham. They build pressure well. So Kelleher's low and it's hard, but it's over. And Durham have levelled the scores. It's Birmingham 3, Durham 3.
Ball looks to form. They managed to keep it up, which is good work for now, and Durham really marching forward. It's at the base now as it drops down for Barron. He sneaks through. Great try from Barron. Good vision. He saw the gap and opening up, and he had the ball at his feet and just put his head down and drove for the line. As a result, Durham extend the lead. He's going to break away down the touchline. Clements kick ahead. He kicks up again. He's going to collect it. Fantastic individual try from the highly impressive Jack Clements. He looked so dangerous in the first half. Been a bit quiet in the second, but he broke down the right-hand wing, chipped ahead, and then tapped on a bit further to collect the ball. It sat up nicely for him, and he crashed over. And as a result, he extends Durham's lead to 20 points now. It's Birmingham 6, Durham 26.
Fantastic.
Practice Gulliford at the base, finds Wilson, picks it up off his shoelaces, handing off to Yeomans. Good hands here, far. Finds Robbie Montgomery, have to cut inside, but he's hauled out into touch by Brooks.
Oh, that's a great hit as well.
Tackle though coming in now from Montgomery, under a bit of pressure, puts it up, and it's broken now. It's going to be the try for Jack Knowles, a bit of a consolation, you fear. Wilson 5 metres in from the touchline. It was high but wide of the post. It's finished here at Bournemouth. Birmingham 11, Durham 26.
So, not a start that Birmingham would have wanted, but it was still a very good match. Ellie, you were at the game for Redbrick Sport. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think it was tough that it was the first one, especially at home as well. That it's a bit, the defeat was a bit bad. But I think a lot of positives should be taken from that. I think the scrum in particular was really good. We've got a few new players coming through as well, which is very encouraging. When I spoke to the coach at the end, he said that some players stepped up, others didn't, and that's just the way it goes. But Durham particularly hardest one of the group, I think, so it's good that they've got them out of the way first. Well,
you're certainly right in that Durham are one of the strongest sides in the division. And Dan, I mean, from the team perspective, obviously everyone would have been gutted, but are there quite a lot of positives to take from the performance?
Yeah, like Ellie said, the scrum moving forward was quite good, and just in terms of, as you said, Durham, they're a tough side, and last year we had 1 win at home and 1 loss away at them, and at the end of the day, as you said, not the start we would have wanted. But moving forward, we're still we've still brought in a few players from last year, and a few guys are still coming through. So trying to gel that squad at the moment, and through pre-season, we had a good pre-season, but we had 1 loss and one win and a couple of tight losses to Loughborough and Nottingham. But we're just looking to press on, to be honest, and see where we can take it this season.
Must be quite difficult always with the first couple of games of the season with the team presumably some newcomers coming in, everyone trying to gel together. Did you find that was a problem this time around?
No, well, yeah. In all honesty, yeah. At the end of the day, trying to get the forwards and backs moving together, because it's all part of one team at the end of the day. And if we're not in sync, then it can be quite difficult. But fingers crossed we can sort that out for next week. Work hard in training and sort of move forward and press on and hopefully get a W next week.
I'm sure you will, Ellie. Where was it exactly that Durham really stood out for you as a stronger side, and what can Birmingham aspire to do in the next few weeks?
I think they were very good at the kicking game. I don't particularly agree with that in professional rugby, but I think they definitely took advantage of that, and their running was really, really good as well. Their backs in particular, I think, were really moving up. There was an amazing try there. Number 15, I think, he basically ran the length of the pitch. So they're a very quick team, and they basically just took advantage of the penalties that they were given to by Birmingham. So, I mean, they were good, and I think we're both on the same class level of play and stuff. So I think it was just unfortunate that maybe Birmingham just got a bit sloppy and panicked maybe a little bit at the beginning as well.
So speaking of kicking, obviously Dan kicks for Birmingham, and I was wondering, Dan, what sort of things you do in practice, because it must be quite nerve-wracking. Everyone else kind of watching and pressure on you to get that 3 points.
Yeah, it can be pretty nerve-wracking, but I work with Mike, who's our head coach, Mike Amanga, and to be honest, he's helped me out quite a lot. And it's just at the end of the day, it's trying to replicate the same skill again and again, and trying to block sort of the what's going on outside out, in all honesty. And yeah, at the end of the day, just trying to keep the same thing over and over again. And just it's a closed skill. It's probably the only closed skill in rugby apart from throwing in at the line out. So it's the only time where you can take your time and just think about it, and just sort of try and kick the ball over the posts.
Sure, but on a more positive note, though, there was a great result for the seconds away at Harper Adams. Presumably everyone was thrilled with that result there.
Yeah, to be honest, that really lifted the mood a little bit when we heard that they've done a really good job down at Harper. We sent a strong side down there. It's one of the strengths of this team is our strength in depth, all the way across from number 1 to 15. We've got strength in depth, and to be able to send a team that strong away, arguably there's a lot of players who are pushing for the first team in that team, and it's up to us to try and hang on to our jerseys. And it's going to get tougher and tougher, especially with the loss for us at home and with them having such a good win away. They just really keep piling on the pressure. And obviously both of us, the first team and the Blues team, are looking to get promoted this year. And they've really kick-started their season and campaign with a good win.
Well, it certainly sounds like you got a lot of strength in depth. I wish you all the best for the rest of the campaign. Thank you very much. Looking now to some of the other results, there was heartbreak really for the women's first in Rugby Union, because they lost to Durham by 15 points to 14, and it was a really tight game. But again, hope for the rest of the season, Ellie.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think rugby as a whole at Birmingham is very, very good, and the coaches, I think, are absolutely amazing. The experience that they have can, really influence the players as well. And that, I mean, it's absolutely heartbreaking losing by 1 point. I think, for any team, that's a heartbreak. But always take positives from that match and move on. And just, it's the first game of the season. You just done your pre-season warm-ups and stuff, so it's not obviously going to be pitch perfect, but just move on from that.
Dan, on the Rugby League side, there were 2 very good results for Birmingham. Firstly, the first team winning 28-0 against Coventry, and the seconds winning by 38 points to 8 against Warwick. Do you kind of keep in touch with the league side of things, and if so, do they inspire you guys, spur you on a little bit, challenge each other?
Yeah, I think so. When any one of the university gets a good win, it's great to it can really lift everyone else's spirits, and it sounds like they really did a fantastic job against Coventry. 38-0? Was it 38-0? 28-0. That's a fantastic win in rugby, especially in rugby league where scores count for less in terms of points wise. So to get that win and get them under the belt will really get them moving this year, I think.
We should mention as well, Ellie, that the first netball team had a superb win away at Oxford.
Yeah.
I think when some of the teams are doing so well, it must surely resonate around the whole campus.
Most definitely, yeah. I mean, I have a couple of friends in the first netball team, and I know they work so hard, and their sort of the trials that they do it's absolutely grueling. So they really do have the best of the best in those teams. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that Redbrick does is tell everyone on campus how brilliant the teams are, and I think that's amazing for the netball, and I'm sure they'll do really well this season.
So on Redbrick Online this week, there's a piece on the Heineken Cup. Dan, I'm wondering who you think is going to be successful there.
As much as it pains me to say it, I think there's Toulon have got a very strong side this year. and especially as Johnny Wilkinson's come out and said he wants to play for Lions in next summer, he really needs to sort of get that side playing well and taking over, and they could be looking quite good for the win. But however, we also got Saracens and Northampton and Harlequins from England, so hopefully we have a strong English contingent challenging for that title.
Is that something you'd agree with, Ellie?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as a Saracens fan, I'd like to think they'd go all the way, but Leinster obviously winning 3 times out of 4. I think they definitely have a strong chance, and like Dan said, Toulon are definitely high contenders for that. I don't particularly think there's any English teams that are standing out for me at the moment, so maybe Leinster or Clermont maybe as well. So hopefully.
Okay, well, keep an eye out for that on the Redbrick website. Let's have a look at this week's scores. In netball, there was a 49-30 win for the First away at Oxford. On campus, there were wins for the Rugby League First against Coventry First by 28 points to 0, and the Rugby League Seconds against Warwick First by 38 points to 8. Sadly, in Rugby Union, the First lost 26-11 to Durham Seconds, but the Seconds won by 48 points to 9 away at Harper Adams Seconds. Finally, there was a sad defeat for the Women's First by 15 points to 14 against Durham First. So thank you again to both our guests, to Ellie and to Dan, and good luck next week. Please join us next week for highlights of the Women's First against Durham First. Thank you very much for watching.